Alright, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum. So today is a continuation from the previous lecture, which is importing data from to RStudio. Right, last video I already showed how to import data from flat files, which is from .csv, .txt, .excel, .xlx. And we also look at how to import data from SPSS data file, which is .sav, .dta, which is startup file, and SAS file. Right, for this video, I'm going to show you how to import data from the internet or website data. So the internet is a vast repository data ranging from structured data in Excel or CSV format. It also contains API written in JSON and XML data to unstructured data in a web page. But in R, provide a range of tool and package that make importing data straightforward. We don't need to download the data into our disk, and we just straight away call the data from the website without downloading it to our disk first. So let's look at this website, which is catalogdata.gov/dataset u-tobacco-survey-yts data. Let me copy this link and paste it into my web browser. So let's look at this website. So this website give us the data u-tobacco-survey-yts. The last update is August 26, 2003. So in this website, we can see there are a lot of data format available, which is comma separated value, RDF, and so on. So they have a button here to download data. So as I said, we don't need to download the data because we're going to import the data straight away from the website. So first thing what we need to do is to get the link of the location of the data. So to do so, from this button, I just right click and copy link address. Right, so copy link address. So this is the data that I want to, the link that I want to download. So to download this data, we know that this is a .csv data, right? So to download this data, let me put it into a data1 object. I'm going to use read.csv. This is for base package, read.csv, and then that's all. I just call this data and wait for a minute, depend on your internet connection. And here we already import the data. We have 10,600 rows and 31 variables. Let's look at the head of data 1 for a bit, 1 until 5, right? And then I need to call some extra several rows lah. So this is an example of first 10 observation for 5 variables. We know that we have 31 variables, right? 31 variables. Let's look at the structure of the data 1. So this is the structure of the data 1 that we already import into R. So that is the simple way to import the data. So we can also import data using library readr. Use library readr package. So let's use a readr package, library readr. So library readr is developed from RStudio team. So let me put it into data2 read_csv, and don't forget to put your double inverted comma and paste your link, right? So once you finish and you run this the codes, right? So now we can call data2 is already imported into R. So we have 10,600 rows and 31 variables. So now let's look at another website, which is data.gov.my. So let me put data.gov.my. So this is a government, Malaysian government website, right? So it's provide all of the data inside this website. So let's look at data catalog in this. Let's pick one data lah. For example, commodity price. Let's look at RON 97 petrol price. So this is the website. This is a page for RON 97 petrol price, and down below underneath we can see the variable definition for this data set. This is data last update is 1st November 23. So today is 8 November, last week already updated. Next update is today lah, by the end of this today, right? So this is a URL for the data set. They provide us two links. First is a .csv data set format. Another one is the Parquet format. Later on we will look at how to import a Parquet. Now let's copy the link and try to import data RON 97 fuel price, right? So I'm going to use, I think I'm going to use the data3 read.csv and paste the link. That's all. So it's very fast, right? It's already imported the data. If you can look at data3, we have 655 observation and 5 variables. Let's look at the structure of data3. So we have series type, level, and we have date, which is character, and we also have a price for RON 95, RON 97, and diesel, right? So this is date. Let's try to explore some of the data. Let's explore the data. I'm going to convert. First, I'm going to convert the date variable into date.factor, right? Let me put it is data3 date. So I'm going to convert it to s factor, s date factor. So data3 date, right? I'm going to run this one, and then I'm going to look at the structure again, structure data3. So it's already converted to date format. So let's say I want to see the data for month of October. So to see the data for month of October 2023. So we already learned this method in chapter number 2 and number 3, right? This is chapter number 4. So let me put it into a data4. So data3 date more than or equal to, let's put it the format, we have year, month, and date, right? So 2023 month 10/01, and data3 date less than or equal to, in October we have 31 days, right? So I'm going to put 2023 10/31, right? And then that's all. I'm going to select all, right? So let's look at data head of data4. So we have from 5th October, right? So in series type we have two levels. Let's look at table data4 series type. So we have 4 change weekly, and we have 4 change value and 4 level. So maybe we can plot the data, maybe let me sort another one. I don't want the level change weekly, right? Series type, right? Maybe I put it as data 5, right? Data 4, data 4 series type equal to level, right? So I just want to get this data saja. So let's look at data 5. So we only have level. Now I'm going to plot the data for RON 97. So this is just an exploration of the data, not really complicated. So data 5, and then this is going to be our X value. Data 5, RON 97, type equal to, I want to put it as a line type. So let's look at whether we can get the data graph. So we have the graph already, right? So the graph is looking like this. So I think it should be okay. This is how we just explore the data, right? I think that's all for importing data. Now I'm going to show you how to import data from GitHub. So how to import data from GitHub repository, right? So let's find some data from GitHub. Let me show you how to find. Let me choose one data, COVID-19 GitHub Malaysia. So this is a COVID-19 cases updated in GitHub. So let's look at epidemic. This is the last update, 4th November. Okay, so let's look at case Malaysia. So this is a data set that I want to import into R. So to import into R, we cannot simply from this GitHub, we cannot simply copy the link. We need to use raw function. You click raw button here, right? Click on raw button, so the data will be like this. So you can copy the link from the top and paste it into RStudio. Let's say RData 6 read.csv and put the link, and we can get the data. So of course you can use read_csv as well, but I really like read.csv because this is from base package. Right, so we already have the data. We have data 6, we have 1,380 and 31 variable. Right, let's look at this str data 6. What do we have here? We have case new, case import, recovered, and so on. So this is how we import data from GitHub. So now for the next part, right, number 6, let me copy the notes here. Right, so I'm going to show you how to import data from Parquet file. So Parquet is actually a columnar storage file format optimized for analytics, originating from Hadoop ecosystem. Right, Parquet is especially used with big data technologies because it is because of its efficiency, and some features and advantages include as columnar storage, schema evolution, and then we also the advantages about language and framework naturality and compression, right? So for columnar storage, right, by storing data for column-wise, Parquet allow more efficient input-output operation and compression and encoding schemes. Parquet also support complex nested data structure and all allow schema evolution, meaning that you can modify the schema over time without having rewritten the entire data set. And number 3 is the advantage number 3, language and framework naturality. Parquet can use with any project in Hadoop ecosystem, regardless of the data processing framework, data modeling, and programming language, right? And the last advantage is the compression. Columnar storage also make it possible to better compress data, and different compression scheme can be specified for different columns. So how to read Parquet the file in R? To read the Parquet file, we need to use Aero package. So we need to install Aero package, Aero, right? You need to install this first, right? If you are not yet installed, you need to install. If you already installed the package, you need to you can read the call the library Aero, right? So it should be reading. Now current version is 4.2.3, right? So to read the Aero, we're going to let try to find data from data.gov. Let's look at maybe we can look at exchange rate factor. We can look at Malaysian exchange rate versus USD. Maybe do we have USA? Yep, yeah. Right, exchange rate is just close Malaysia to USD. So we have a lot of data value here, right? So down below we have two links provided by Malaysian government. So the first link is about the CSV, another one is a Parquet dataset. So let's copy the Parquet link. So to call data, to call .parquet data file, right, we're going to use I'm going to store it into a data7. I'm going to use read underscore Parquet from the Aero package. So the same method, I'm just put it a double inverted comma and paste the link. That's all. So if you call data7, so I'm going to put here data7. So it presented in term of table, right? So this is very good presentation of the data. And we can look at the structure of data7. So all numerics, all we also have date format is already converted into a date format. Compared to if you look at if you import from .csv, right? So it will show us. Let me show the comparison between Parquet and .csv. Maybe data 8 read.csv, right? So str.data8. So if you look at the comparison, so if you are using Parquet data set, data file, there's the date is already converted into date format, but by using a CSV, the date is still in character. Let me show the difference by using read underscore CSV, right? So let's look at str data 9. So in str data 9, so if you are using read underscore CSV, now you can see date is already converted into date format. So so the best function to use is read underscore CSV compared to read.csv, because it's already converted into convert the date format into date, right? Compared to .csv, it did not convert date variable into date format, right? So that is a difference between .csv underscore csv and read underscore Parquet, right? All right, so let's continue with the next section, which is exporting data. So So now let me copy the notes, right? So basically the notes you can get it from my websites, right? You can go to nasirdrive1.wixsite.com/nasir916. So we can go to notes.onr -sta334 and choose import and export data. So all the notes are available here, right? Now let's look at export data. So to export data, I'm going to show you several techniques to export to several file. Now before that, we need to have a data set to export. Let me look at the environment. We have data 1 until data 9. Before we export the data, let's confirm where is the location of our working directory. So my working directory currently is at my document. So I'm going to create one directory, one folder on my desktop. Let's say I will rename it as new, right? This is the folder that I'm going to store. So now I'm going to set my current working directory to that folder, right? New. Okay, now if you look at the file, we don't have any file yet, right? So now the first thing I want to show you is to export data to tab delimited file. So tab delimited file is the data is separated by tab lah. So first we will export data object which is data 1 lah. Data 1, we have data 1 here, which is 10,600 observation, right, in .txt file. So to do that, right, I'm going to use a library foreign. So I'm not going to use the library foreign because the function that I'm going to use is from base package, util package. So I'm going to use write.table, right? So the first argument is your object, and then you put your file name, and maybe you can define the separator value. So data 1, and then I'm going to rename the file into data1.txt, right? So this is the next argument is the file name that you want to store. This is the object of the data, which is data 1, 10,600 observation. And then the separated value, since I'm going to put it into a tab delimited, so I'm going to use a / t. So this one, I'm going to store it into this folder. So let me refresh the thing. So I already have the tab delimited. So if you look at if you look at the folder, let me find the folder for you, right? So this is the folder. So if I double click, it will show us the tab delimited file. So let me show you what is the definition by tab. So each variable, each observation is separated by tab. This is space, this is comma, this is tab. So I just tab is separated by tab lah. Okay, so this is how we convert the data, export the data using write.table. So let's say I'm going to I want to export to CSV file. So export data to .csv file means comma the separated value, right? So I can use a write table as well, write.table, right? For example, data 1.csv, and I can put it as a separator as comma, right? So it will convert it to it will not export it to to .csv, because if you look at the codes that I put here, it should contain equal, right? So let me try again. So this is a comma separated value, right? So this is one method. Another method, I think another method should be okay. So write .csv, right? So data1, and let me put data3 lah, data3. So data3 we have 565 observation. So data, put the name of the data3.csv. That's all. So because I'm using .csv by default, the separator is already defined for .csv, so I no need to put the argument separate equal to comma. So if you look at this one, we already import the data3 into CSV. Right, so this is how to import data to CSV lah. So let's look at another one, which is exporting data to Excel data type. So to export data into Excel data type, I need a library called as open XLSX. So this is the library that I need to export the data into Excel file. Means that I'm going to export it into Excel worksheet file. So write .xlsx, and then I'm going to put data3, and then I rename it data3.xlsx, and I can put another argument, which is I want to put this data into sheet name sheet 1. Maybe we look at what is the type of data here. str data3. So this is about around 97. So sheet name equal to maybe a fuel price, right? So again, put another argument, which is call names equal to true, and row names, if I have row names, equal to true, right? And lastly, I want to put append equal to false. That's all. So I'm going to run this, and then it will write for me in Excel format. So if you look at this one, it's already there. Right, so this is one method. Let's look at another method to convert into Excel. So we can use a library. So if you don't have the library installed yet, you need to install first lah. Write.xl, right? So we're going to use write_xlsx data3, and then I'm going to put as fuel price.xlsx. That's all. You don't need to specify anything, right? So it will convert it to the full price.xl, right? So that is how to export data to text file, CSV file, and Excel file. So now let's look at another method, which is for another format, right? Exporting data to SPSS file format. SPSS file format. There are two methods here available. We can use library foreign, right? Foreign to export the data into SPSS file format, right? We can use write.foreign, right? Maybe data3, and then I'm going to put my file name fuel_price.sav, right? So but before that, I need to convert this to text document first. So let me change the first first argument, which is text document, and then and then I'm going to put another argument, which is package equal to SPSS. So by using this function, it will convert it to SPSS. But if you look at this one, it require your several argument to convert, right? So this is quite long thing to do. So another method we can use using Heaven library. So we can call library Heaven, right? Call a library Heaven, and then I'm going to use write underscore sav, and then call the data3 and put my file name, which is fuel price2.sav. That's all. So if you look at this one, it's already there, fuel price2.sav, and this is fuel price.sav. So that's how we export data into Excel. Right, let's look at another one, which is exporting, number 5, exporting data to Stata file format. Right, so to export data into Stata file format, I'm going to use library .foreign, right, library foreign, and then I'm going to use function write.dta. DTA is a extension for Stata file, which is data3.dta, right? So if you look at this one, it's already convert to data3.dta. Okay, so another method we can use library Heaven, right? Of course, when we already call the library, we don't need to call again, right? But for the sake of knowledge, I just want to show you where is the functions coming from. So write underscore dta data3. So maybe I use data3 and I put it data3 stata.dta, right? That's all. Very simple to export data to Stata. So if you look at this one, it's already exported to data. So now the last function that I'm going to show it to you is how to export to, it's number 6, export to RDS and RData file format, which is, this is a file format for R, right? So if you if you want to save a single object, we can use save RDS. Let me put it data3 and put it as data3.rds, right? So it's already saved into the library, the folder. So if you look at in your folder, we have data3.rds. So how to load it from the from the folder? So we just use read rds data3.rds, right? Maybe I need to put inverted comma, right? So it will read for me the data. So if you want to store multiple data object, right? So we can use RData, right? So we can save, maybe for example, data1, data2, data 3, data 9 lah, for example data 3, and I'm going to ignore. I'm going to put it as file equal to data 1 to 9 dot RData. Right, so I'm going to store this into R. So if you look at this one, we already install our data 1 to 9. So in this environment, I'm going to remove all the data set that I already stored in the environment to show that how the R will load the data. So I'm going to use load data 1 to 9 dot RData. Oops, data. So if I run this one, right, so all the data will be called, right? I think if you feel that I'm too fast, you can always pause the video and rewind back to the minutes that you miss out and try to do by yourself until you made it. I think if you refer to my website, right, loads are, right, you go to import and export data. I also leave for you an exercise. I think 5 exercise for you to do. You can try to do all the answer all the question, and if you stuck, you can always ask me a question or refer to me back. Alright, I think that's all for this video, importing and importing data from website and exporting the data from R. Alright, I think that's all. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum.